Hello people, today we are going to start with control quality processes under monitoring and controlling process group. So let's see. Control quality is the process of monitoring and recording results of executing the quality activities to assess performance and recommend necessary changes. The key benefit of this process include identifying the causes of poor process or product quality and recommending and or taking action to eliminate them, and validating that project deliverables and work meet the requirements specified by the key stakeholder necessary for final acceptance. The inputs involved are project management plan, quality metrics, quality checklist, work performance data, approved change requests, deliverables, project documents, organizational process asset. The tools and techniques are seven basic quality tools: statistically sampling, inspection, approved change request review. Then output is quality control measurements, validated changes, verified deliverables, work performance information, change request, project management plan updates, project document updates, and organizational process asset. So let's learn about the input. First input is PM plan. The PM plan contains a quality management plan which is used to control quality. The quality management plan describes how quality control will be performed within the project. Quality matrix. A quality matrix describes a project or product attribute and how it will be measured. Some examples of quality metrics include function points, mean time between failure (MTBF), mean time to be repaired, that is MTTR. The next input is quality checklist. Quality checklists are structured lists that help to verify that work of the project and its deliverables fulfill a set of requirements. The next input is work performance data. Work performance data include planned versus actual technical performance, planned versus actual schedule performance, and planned versus actual cost performance. The next input is approved change request. As part of the perform integrated change control process, a change log update indicates that some changes are approved and some are not. Approved change requests may include modifications such as defect repair, revised work methods, and revised schedule. The timely implementation of approved changes need to be verified. The next input is deliverables. A deliverable is any unique verifiable product, result, or capability that results in validated deliverable required by the project. The next input is project document, and it includes agreements, quality audit reports, change logs supported with corrective action plans, training plans, and assessment of effectiveness, and project process documentation such as those obtained using either the seven basic quality tools or the quality management and control tools. The last input is organizational process asset, and those include the organization quality standards and policies, standard work guidelines, and issue and defect reporting procedures and communication policies. Let's learn about the tool and technique. The seven basic quality tool we have already learned in the plant quality management processes. So if you want to learn in more detail about these seven basic quality tools, then you can go back to my channel and search for that particular video and see it to learn more about it. So let's learn what are all the seven basic quality tools. First one is cause and effect diagram. It is also called as Ishikawa or fishbone diagram, in which we find out the cause and if, causes, and then finally come up with the solution for the using the cause and effect diagram. This is the flow chart. This is the check sheets, Pareto diagram, histogram, control charts, and scatter diagram. So I have explained with detail in with examples in my plan quality management tutorial, so you can go back and see that particular video. Next is statistical sampling. Samples are selected and tested as defined in the quality management plan. And next is inspection, and inspection is the examination of work product to determine if it conforms to the documented standard. The result of an inspection is generally include measurements and may be conducted at any level. For example, the result of a single activity can be inspected or the final product of a project can be inspected. Inspection may be called reviews, peer reviews, audits, or walkthroughs. In some application areas, these terms have narrow and specific meaning. Inspections also are used to validate defect repairs. The next technique is approved change request review. All approved change requests should be reviewed to verify that they are implemented as approved. Let's learn about the output. The first output is quality control measurements. Quality control measurements are documented results of control quality activities. They should be captured in format that was specified through plant quality management. Then the next output is validated changes. Any changed or repair the items are inspected and will be either accepted or rejected before notification of the decision is provided. Rejected items may require rework. Next is verified deliverables. A goal of control quality process is to determine the correctness of deliverables. The result of performing the control quality process are verified deliverables. Verified deliverables are input to validate scope or for formalized acceptance. The next output is WPI, or work performance information, is the performance data collected from various controlling processes, analyzed in context and integrated based on the relationship across areas. Examples include information about the project requirement fulfillment, such as causes for rejection, rework required, or the need for the process adjustment. Next output is change request. If recommended corrective or preventive action or defect repair requires a change to the project management plan, a change request should be initiated in accordance with the defined perform integrated change control process. The next output is project management plan updates. Element to the project management plan and that may be included are quality management plan and process improvement plan. Next is project document updates, and the documents which are updated are quality standards, agreements, quality audits, reports, and change logs are supported with corrective action plans, training plans, and assessment of effectiveness. Process documentation such as information obtained using 7 basic quality tool or quality management and control tools. The next output is OPA, and the elements include completed checklist. When checklists are used, the completed checklist become part of the project document and organizational process asset. The next is lesson learned documentation. The causes of variances, reasoning behind the corrective action chosen, and other types of lesson learned from the control quality are documented, so they become part of historical database for both project and performing organization. So here I have explained in the past the difference between QA and QC, but I'm going to explain it again here. QA deals with audit. It is QA is a quality assurance. It is a processy. It assures. It is quality assurance is done by client or QA department, and it comes under executing process queue. While QC or quality control is a kind of inspection. It deals with the deliverables, and it eliminates the causes. It is done by team or quality control department, and it comes under controlling process group. So there is one more concept which is called just in time, which means maintain minimum inventory level 0 or close to 0, produce only when what is needed and when it is needed. There is another term which is tolerance versus control limit. Tolerance is specified range of acceptable result applies to product, and control limit is the boundary of common variation in the process applies to process. These control limits we have learned in the past in the plan quality management processes under the 7 basic quality tools which we read here. This is the control chart. Under control chart there is upper limit and there is a lower limit, and depending upon where is the we define the control limits, which is upper specification limit and lower specification limit, and there is a upper control limit and lower control limit, and there is a mean line here. This is LCL, this is UCL, and this is LCL, and this is the mean line here. And then we plot the points, and if there are if the dots come outside the control limit, then we say that this is out of control limit, and this is a assignable cause. Or if there is also a line which says that upper specification limit and lower specification limit, there is one more line. In this example, it is not shown here. So there are two kinds of limit: specification limit and control limits. So based on the where our mm, dots are plotted, we decide upon that whether it is out of spec limit or it is under control, and whether we should try to find the cause of that particular limit. So any dot which goes, any graph which goes above the upper control limit or lower control limit is a assignable cause, and we need to find the cause in the project. So this is next thing is we have already scatter diagram, and we have already discussed this in past, but let's discuss it again here. This is dependent versus independent control variable relationship. The closer the point to the diagonal line, the closer the point to the diagonal line, the closer they are related and statistically dependent. So we have to draw a line, and we can see that if all the lines are closer together, then they are statistically dependent, and if they are not closer together, then there is no correlation. If they are scattered here and there, and there is no diagonal line which can be drawn, then it defines that there is no correlation and they are statistically independent. So similarly, we can use the check sheets here to tell about the types of error and how many times each error has occurred and the frequency of the error. And based on that, we can decide which is assignable cause. And similarly for the histogram are vertical bar charts. Each column is an attribute and height is frequency, and shows the cause of problem by number and height. Flowcharts, we all know that we can draw the flowchart to find the assignable cause. Pareto diagram is type of histogram or rank, hierarchical ordering by frequency of occurrence. It shows defects by type of identified cause. Identify the vital few causing the greatest number of defect first. So this is like a histogram. It is based on the frequency, so it is drawn based on the highest number of defect to the lowest. And this side is the cumulative. This curved line is the cumulative percentage, and this is the frequency. This side shows the frequency. And cause and effect diagram we have already discussed. Cause found by looking at the problem statement and asking why until the root cause are determined. It is also known as Ishikawa diagram or fishbone diagram. So guys, I hope you got some idea on the control quality process group. So come back to my channel, or not control quality, yeah, control quality processes under monitoring and controlling process groups. So come back to my channel or subscribe to my channel for more videos on PMP and other things. Thank you so much for watching. See you soon.